You're listening to SMS Power Radio. G'day folks, and welcome to SMS Power Radio. The date today is the 30th of April 2008. It's been a long time since a show. It'd be pushing 2 months, I guess. And I do sincerely apologise for the big gaps between the shows. It's been very, very hard with university commitments to keep shows running on a weekly basis. So, many great things have happened. Well, not really. I've bought myself a new digital recorder, but having a few logistical issues getting it into the feed. It's a much better quality microphone, so I think you'll enjoy that. The benefits will be good when we finally get that up and running. So, we got tons of stuff to get through for you today. In the time that we've been off the air, we've actually had the SMS Power Music and Coding Competition. Now, that kind of fell in a little bit of a hole this year, but we'll discuss a little bit more of that later. We'll also be talking about my issues with my Sega Master System and how a very generous man has repaired it and got it back into a working state for me. And I'll also talk about how the FM soundboards that Villiton has made up, how they perform. They perform quite well. But that'll all be later on in the show. So I think we will start out the day by playing a few VGMs for you, just a few random games that I picked out after I got home from uni today. So I will strive to get the show notes up sometime in the next century. I'm a very lazy man, and there's not a lot we can do, but they'll be up when they're up. So we must now get on with some show stuff. So we're going to get on with some music now. We're going to be hearing, first of all, from Road Rash. This is all from the Sega Master System. We're going to be hearing the Pacific Coast theme from Road Rash. You're listening to SMS Power Radio. to SMS Power Radio. That was Pacific Coast there from Rash. A fantastic game. I remember playing that on the Mega Drive. It's great fun. You basically ride along a road on a motorbike and you overtake the competitors, and you have to like punch them off their bikes and stuff to get in front. Quite violent, but who cares? I haven't actually played the Master System version. I must do that at some stage. So I was just thinking during the break, my Master System had a few issues. I decided when Villatim made these beautiful FM boards from the Yamaha chips, I figured I've got to do this. And the way they work is you plug them into the expansion slot of a Master System 1 if you have a Master System 1 model, and then you solder in 3 wires. So I put the chip in and soldered up the wires, and everything sounded really, really good. All my games come live, and I thought, well, this just doesn't do this system justice. So then I went on and put a language switch in it, and of course I now get Japanese mode in some games and everything. And that was working sweet, and I'm thinking, well, I'm sick of gameplay being at, 50 hertz. Let's put a 60 hertz switch in. And this is where the trouble started. Get to pin 57 of the display processor, the one with the zigzaggy legs, and as I was bending the pin, it snapped off, and I'm like, oh great, this is doomed. I've just wasted a perfectly good Master System. But all was not lost. DJ Bass come to the rescue, and he said, look, I'll fix it for you. I'll see what I can do. So in his magical powers of electronic work, he got my Master System sent over to his house, which was a bit of a delay. And then he took the chip out and got a little Dremel tool and just filed back a tiny little bit of the casing to expose a little bit of the pin. Now, I said I was lucky that I didn't totally snap it hard back against the casing. There was enough pin exposed to work with. So he soldered that up, installed the switch, and tidied up a bit of my botch soldering job on the ground plate, and it works good as new. It was getting it back that was an issue. He sent it back via airmail. Now it's all good, being airmail. I'm thinking, oh, beautiful, it'll get here nice and quick, and I know it'll get here for sure. But it did come across a few complications. I got here, and I knew it would be coming on this day, and I'm thinking, well, I better get home. And it was actually a day that our lecturers were sick, and we could have come home early, but I didn't take the opportunity to. Instead, I went up to the bar and went drinking and come home half-plastered drunk. Not a good thing to do. And I got home and I noticed, oh, no, the courier's been and they haven't left the package. So anyway, I rang them up and arranged delivery for the Friday after. And they said they'd be here between 1:30 and 3:30. Of course, I'm at uni and I know that, I finish at 10 o'clock Friday mornings and I'd be home by around about 11 o'clock. Sure enough, I get here. The courier's been at 10:45. And I'm like, oh, this is just terrible. Anyway, I rang them back and I said, look, the courier said they'd be here between 1:30 and 3:30. They're like, well, we can't guarantee a time that it'll be here. So about a month later, I finally ended up getting down to the airport and going to pick up my SMS. And I got it home. It was an absolute joy. I opened the box and enclosed is Vib Ribbon from the PlayStation and a copy of Aztec Adventure. Great game. So thank you to DJ Bass. So if anybody's in Australia and are looking to get their Master System repaired, have a word with DJ Bass. He will certainly possibly be able to help you out. And the best part is he did it free of charge. I offered him money, but no. Being an Australian, he didn't want to take any money. And I think most people with the SMS Power community are very generous towards one another. And I think that's a great thing because it certainly promotes very good community spirit. Now, while we're on the subject of SMS Power, go down and check their website out, www.smspower.org, and head over to the forums. Some cool stuff's been happening lately, particularly the FM soundboards are going along well. EDU Soft has, we've just managed to get the Sonic demo ROM released, which is like a bit of a puzzle game thing, and we'll have a bit more of a chat about that later on in the show. But we must keep on with the music now. We're now going to be hearing from Streets of Rage, 2 songs, Keep the Groovin' and The Last Soul, both from Streets of Rage and both by Yuzo Koshiro. You're listening to SMS Power Radio. Enjoy. beautiful songs there. I always remembered Streets of Rage from the Mega Drive. And I have played the Master System version, and I must admit, they're both really, really great games. So check those out. They're awesome games, and I recommend playing through them. And playing through them two-player is also very fun, so go and do that. That's very cool. We're now going to be continuing on. Some of the news at SMS Power, we're just having a poke around on the forums now. There's plenty of cool stuff going on. There was a post I made in the trading forum. I don't know if anybody has seen that, but some interesting Sega items. There was a white-coloured Game Gear with a TV tuner and the whole carry case thing on eBay Australia. That was from New South Wales, I believe. And also, Albino Velplix is looking for a SMS2 switch and a cart slot cover. So if anybody has perhaps an old SMS case laying around, please PM him for more information. On the development side of things, some people are reversing the bits in a byte to H-flip some sprites. I think that's quite cool. Some screen fading as well. Some people are trying to code up some screen fading. Also, in VGM 0.35 released, that topic's been rather active again. I haven't had a chance to check that out myself, but please go to the music forum and check that out. And as I said before, there's that unreleased Tire-Tex game, Sonic EduSoft. So go and check that out as well. Also, the SMS Power Radio topic's been rather inactive, but it should become more active after I release this show on a podcast. So, yeah, it's been fairly quiet at SMS Power, but I guess everyone's very busy with their studies at the moment, and everyone's busy at work. I know myself, I'm absolutely run off my feet with study and assignments, and it's just in about 6 weeks' time, it's going to be absolute mayhem. So you probably won't hear another show for another 10 weeks after this one. Anyway, we must keep pressing on with the music. We're now going to be playing some stuff from Streets of Rage 2 this time. And we're going to be hearing Never Return Alive and the Streets of Rage Super Mix. Remember, I am DJ Jacko. SMS Power is going up to the blip-blops of the masses. And you are listening to SMS Power Radio. And please go and check out SMS Power at www.smspower.org. Great songs there. They are also by Yuzo Koshiro. They are from Streets of Rage 2. First song we heard was Never Return Alive, and the song just then was the Streets of Rage Super Mix. I am DJ Jacko. You are listening to SMS Power Radio. Now, here on the show, we've also been following the emulator of Ben Rives. Now, Ben Rives created this emulator called Cogwheel, and he did make the sources open source, and it seems to be from his blog that apparently he's lost some drive of finishing off the emulator. He's managed to get SC3000 keyboard emulation implemented, and he also titled on his blog that it's a final release. So, Ben Rives, a message to you. I hope this emulator does not die. It was progressing along very, very well, and I wish I knew C# a lot better than I did, because I would be helping you develop it, but I just don't have the expertise. I'm a great musician, but when it comes to programming, I ain't so great. So guys, please, he has a Google code website as well. I believe that's cogwheel.googlecode.com, and you can also download his emulator from www.benrives.com. Now that is spelt, Ben Rives is not R-I-V-E-S, it is BENRYVES.com. So Ben Rives, great man and a great emulator author. Also, I think sometime this year, Mecha's sound engine could get fixed. If Mecha's sound engine gets fixed, I think Mecha will be the SMS emulator of choice for all SMS issues. Go to smspower.org. Now, I should just mention that we now have a slightly new email address, much more easier to remember. Our website for the radio show is radio.smspower.org. And we now have a new email address, radio@smspower.org. I will perhaps ask Maxim to place some links down the bottom of the main page of SMS Power, just to make users a little more aware of where our website is, and also so you don't have to keep remembering it quite so much all the time. I might see if you can add us to the contacts page as well. So if Maxim could do that, that would be greatly appreciated. But also this year we had the competitions. Now, I think we will play a couple of songs from the competitions, then we'll play a couple of other songs, and then we'll come back to the competitions. Now, this year for me, I felt it was a little bit disappointing for the competitions. A number of people, it was the same sort of people that tended to submit entries to the competitions. I thought this year was going to be good, but to be frank, there wasn't even any coding entries. I think this year it's just a simple matter of time escaping people, and the entries were due around Easter, and what makes it hard with that is a lot of people tend to go away during Easter, and they just are not home to submit their entries. We barely got a competition page set up, but I helped out Maxim with that, and thanks to him for uploading that onto the website in time. So I think we're going to start out just by talking about the songs that were submitted. I submitted 2 entries to the competition. I was going to submit 3, but I thought, no, hang on, let's not get too greedy here. Then we had one from DMEnduro. Now, that was a great piece of work. And also we had one from Steve Gillison. And Tibone also submitted an entry. So I think we're going to start out with, quite frankly, we will start out with the winning entry. And in my mind, that was Sonic Metal Sky. DMEnduro did a great job on this. What actually happens is he makes his songs in some free software called Cycle. And it's basically an elaborate tracker where you can use VST plugins to generate sounds from different synths. Now, he gave me a demo version of it, and I said, well, look, do you mind if I grab the sources? Because to me, it sounded quite dead when you hear the one that he submitted. and the one that I reworked for him. Now, he was too scared to submit the reworked version, because I said to him, look, take all the credit. I don't want any credit for it. I just guided you. So what I basically did was added some panning, brought out the drums a little bit, added a little bit more attack and punch to the drums. So let's see that final product now, and we will also hear from T-Bone's entry, Snail Bite. Now, personally with me, Snail Bite, it was good, but I felt that the drums didn't suit me that much. I think that when you drum, there's no need to fill up every single little pocket with a drum fill or something. It just makes it quite tense, very intense. We cannot absorb what Snail Bite's sort of playing. But the musicality side of it and what he's playing and his scale choices and stuff was really good. But it was just the drums that kind of got to me quite a bit. And then after that, we'll hear from the other entries after a couple more VGM type tracks. So we're now going to be hearing Sonic Metal Sky by DMEnduro and Snail Bite by T-Bone. These are 2008 music competition entries for this year. So enjoy. There you have it. We had T-Bone with Snail Bite and Sonic Metal Sky by DMEnduro. Those are the greatest entries. So, yeah, we're going to be hearing a couple more VGMs now, just to round out the VGMs for today. We're going to be hearing from a game called Sukeban Deka 2. Now, I've never played it. I don't even know what it is, but the music sounded cool, so I thought, well, let's play it. So we're going to be hearing the title screen theme from that and Battle on Days. I am DJ Jacko. You are listening to SMS Power Radio. Beautiful songs right there. You're listening to SMS Power Radio. DJ Jacko on the airwaves, transmitting blip blop masses at 64K to your computer. Nah, only kidding, guys. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. We only have a few more songs to play for you today. It's going to be a rather shortish show. But as I said, university commitments really are getting in the way at the moment. And I wish they weren't. You know, it's getting to the stage I'm just getting sick and tired of university. But, you know, I've got to do it. I've got to make myself a career. Musician doesn't sound too enticing, really. As long as I can teach in a school or something, that's about where I'm going to make my money. I should be doing what my brother does. He repairs aircraft. He's going to be making the money, not me. So, we're going to head back to the SMS Power Music Competition entries now. First of all, I think we will play Steve's entry. Now, this is an unedited version. It kind of ends rather abruptly, so you'll have to forgive it when it ends. Now, it's Temple Dissolved from Yiz. That's how I pronounce it. Not Yis, but Yiz, or YS. I'm never sure on the pronunciation of that. If someone could clarify that, it would be very good. And then we're going to be hearing two of my entries. We're going to be hearing Alex Hits the Indian Water Obviously the Indian water being the water theme, and Alex being Alex Kidd in Miracle World. And then we're going to be hearing Wonderboy at Monster Beach. Now, Wonderboy at Monster Beach was featured in VBT's Saturn C4 coding contest entry. He made an Arkanoid clone called Garganoid. I like the name Garganoid. It's better than Arkanoid, or Breakout, as some of you may know the game as, which is hidden in Mecha, by the way. Those new Mecha Easter eggs are pretty awesome. There's a hidden Tetris game. When you're sitting there on the GUI, press Control T. Voila. Tetris comes up. Beautiful. So, let's now hear Temple de Soul. This is made by Steve Gillison. And then we're going to be hearing my two entries. Now, I'm not going to rat on about them because they're my own songs. And I want you guys to sort of inform yourselves as to what you think of them. So, I'm DJ Jacko. Enjoy these. These are the remaining entries in the 2008 music coding competition, conglomerate competition thing at SMS Power. Enjoy. There you have it. On to the next song. as people usually say with that, it needs more cowbell. What is it with people and cowbells? Please, they are ugly sounding instruments. They make a monotone. Donk, 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 donk. That's all they are. If you're going to put anything in a tune like that, get a clave rhythm going. Cha, 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 cha. Then you put some shakers over. See? Make a perfectly cool sounding rhythm. So, you might have thought of something when you were listening to Alex Hits the Indian Water. A little bit of trivia for you. I transcribed that a semitone too low. So thank you again to DJ Bass for pointing that out. And I always make that mistake with whenever I'm transcribing off the Sega Master System, I either transcribe a semitone too high or a semitone too low. Now it's simply just the minutest musical step that we generally deal with in everyday life. Mistakes are made all the time, ladies and gentlemen. Even someone as experienced as me makes mistakes, and I'm not afraid to say that. Even someone like the Peter Coombe concert I went to, it was a live DVD recording. Everyone has to buy the DVD because you'll see me on it. And it was also a live CD recording. And this guy's a pretty famous kids musician out here in Australia, and even he makes mistakes. And he had to redo songs. Some songs he did 2 or 3 times because they were just that badly done. Like in one song he sang a verse twice. There you go. It's just like me transcribing songs a semitone too low. These things happen, but generally we don't notice it. But it takes a keen ear to notice stuff like that. So kudos points there to DJ Bass for noticing stuff like that. It's people like you that can be real naggy in the music world, but ultimately you guys are the one that come out in front, because I've learnt my lesson now, and I'll be sure not to make that mistake again. I'll not just listen to the song in my head and play it, but I'll actually reference the original song. So thank you very much for pointing that out. Now, we've got 2 more songs for you to do today. This is a band called Vogue Cookbook. Now, it's spelt M-O-O-G, but I read on the internet that it's pronounced Vogue. Now, I still could be incorrect. If it were just me, I'd call it Moog synths, but they're apparently called Vogue synths. So Maxim pointed me in the direction of this band. It's this band called Vogue Cookbook, and what they are is a band that take modern day rock songs like Blink-182 and all that sort of stuff, and they play them on Vogue synths. Now, it's quite entertaining to listen to. We know that Maxim is in love and in awe of square wave tones. Hence, why he liked DMEnduro's entry so much. Now, I'm only kidding, Maxim. Don't take offense to that. But it's always good to have a laugh at. I love square tones too. Maybe we should be called the square tone people or something. I don't know. But Maxim pointed me in the direction of this band, and they're simply classic. I turned it on, and I was laughing for the next 10 minutes because it was just fantastic. I'd never heard so much funny stuff in music. So we're going to be hearing 2 songs from them. We're going to be hearing Black Hole Sun. Now, I think you guys all know that song. Do do bend do do but that's probably in the wrong key. And then we'll be going to be hearing a song called Buddy Holly. Now, I don't know this song in real life, but I definitely know Black Hole Sun. So this is Vogue Cookbook here for you on SMS Power Radio. Enjoy. There's that clave rhythm. Oh yeah. Enjoy. Beautiful. Thank you very much for listening into the show this week, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed it. There you had the Moog Cookbook. I nearly said Moog. Whoops. Bad boy, Jacko. Thank you very much to Maxim for contributing them and pointing me in the right direction. Thank you very much. I hope to catch you sometime in the next 2 months, ladies and gentlemen. Nah, sorry. I'll try and make shows more regularly, but I can't make promises. So just recapping our contact details. Our email address is radio@smspower.org. Our website is radio.smspower.org. And please go out and check out SMS Power. They are www.smspower.org. And click on the forums link to jump to their main community discussion area. Also check out the devs section, and the museum needs help. So if you have any ideas for the museum, or you have some scans to submit, or some pictures or interesting tech details, we have a wiki on there that you should know how to use. It's quite simple to use. Many great features on the site, but I suggest just going on and checking out the forums and have fun at the community. I'm DJ Jacko, and thank you for listening in to SMS Power Radio again. The date today was the 30th of April in the year 2008. Hope to see you before the 30th of April 2009. Thank you very much for listening in, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Please send comments in to our email address. Once again, that's radio@smspower.org. Thank you and goodbye.